Well, we all know the World Wide Web has absolutely transformed publishing, broadcasting, commerce, social connectivity. But where did it all come from? And I'll quote three people, Vannevar Bush, Doug Engelbart, and Tim Berners-Lee. So let's just run through these guys. This is Vannevar Bush. Vannevar Bush was the US government's chief scientific advisor during the war. And in 1945, he published an article in a magazine called Atlantic Monthly. And the article was called As We May Think. And what Vannevar Bush was saying was, the way we use information is broken. We don't work in terms of libraries and catalog systems and so forth. The brain works by association. With one item in its thought, it snaps instantly to the next item. And the way information is structured is totally incapable of keeping up with this process. And so he suggested a machine, and he called it the Memex. And the Memex would link information, one piece of information to a related piece of information, and so forth. Now, this was in 1945. A computer in those days was something that secret services used to use for code breaking, and it was absolutely, nobody knew anything about it. So this was before the computer was invented. And he proposed this machine called the Memex, and he had a platform where you linked information to other information, and then you could call it up at will. So spinning forward, one of the guys who read this article was a guy called Doug Engelbart, and he was a US Air Force officer, and he was reading it in a library in the Far East. And he was so inspired by this article, it kind of directed the rest of his life. And by the mid-60s, he was able to put this into action when he worked at the Stanford Research Lab in California. He built a system. The system was designed to augment human intelligence, it was called. And in a premonition of today's world of cloud